Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Last year, Robert De Niro made headlines for repeatedly lashing out at Donald Trump. In interview after interview, he seemed almost consumed by anger, throwing out one harsh insult after another. He called Trump everything from a monster to a fascist, and tried to paint himself as a hero standing up for democracy. But here's the twist. It looks like all that outrage was just another act, full of the kind of double standards we've come to expect from Hollywood. Enter Bill Maher. Maher wasn't buying De Niro's self-righteous show for a second. He called him out, exposing the over-the-top performance for what it really was. If you're someone who appreciates hearing uncomfortable truths and seeing public figures held accountable, the kind of things mainstream media often avoids, you'll want to stay tuned. There's much more ahead, and it's bound to get interesting.
So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48-43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016.
This is what happens when people let their hatred for Trump take over. It clouds their judgment, wrecks their common sense, and pushes reality aside. Robert De Niro showed up ready with a long list of reasons why Trump shouldn't win. But here's the funny thing. He couldn't name a single reason why millions of Americans, including a surprising number of women, were eager to see Trump return. That's what happens when you get so focused on attacking someone that you stop seeing the bigger picture. And for those on the left who still believe Trump only had a shot because Biden wasn't at his best, it's time for a wake-up call. The polls before the election weren't dropping hints. They were loud and clear. Trump was gaining ground, and fast. The signs were out in the open, and the Democrats saw them too. That's when the behind-the-scenes scrambling started. They weren't looking for a fair fight. They wanted to steer things their way. Biden got a gentle nudge, and Kamala Harris quietly stepped into the spotlight. If things seem clearer to you now, it's because they are. You're not imagining it. You're just Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? Robert De Niro actually said he wouldn't play Donald Trump if someone offered him the role. Let's stop and think about that for a second. First off, who exactly is offering? Who on earth would think to cast De Niro as Trump? They don't even look remotely alike. That would be like casting Danny DeVito to play LeBron James. It just makes no sense at all. And let's be honest here. De Niro isn't the only big name in Hollywood. This isn't some bold moral statement. It's not a heroic act of principle. If anything, it sounds more like wishful thinking, or just plain silly. At best, it's laughable. At worst, it feels like we're watching a man slowly losing touch with reality. But hang on, it gets even stranger. Let's jump ahead to where De Niro starts tossing out some wild predictions, the kind that make you wonder if he's serious or just saying whatever pops into his head. Next voice. This is pretty incredible when you stop and think about it. Trump has been back in office for months now, and let's be honest, how many of Robert De Niro's dramatic doomsday predictions have actually come true? None. Not a single one. But here's what has happened, and no one saw it coming. Trump did something completely unexpected. He invited one of his loudest critics, Bill Maher, to the White House. Yes, that Bill Maher, the lifelong Democrat, big donor to liberal causes, and a guy who has spent years ripping into Republicans. And here's the thing, not one Democratic president ever gave Maher that kind of chance to sit down and talk. Not Obama, Not Clinton, not even Biden. But Trump did. Why? Because Trump doesn't shy away from tough conversations. He doesn't lock himself away in safe spaces or stick to a script written to please his supporters. He steps right into the middle of it all, and that's part of what makes him not just unpredictable, but incredibly effective. So in a strange way, De Niro wasn't completely wrong. Trump has done things no one thought possible, just not the disasters Hollywood kept warning us about.
Nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, somebody, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him, take him at his word.
By now, it couldn't be clearer. Robert De Niro seems to know very little about anything beyond acting and tossing out insults at Donald Trump. Just listen to him talk about democracy. He starts off by saying, "Not everyone understands what it means." Then he offers up a definition so basic and watered down, it sounds like something out of a school textbook for kids. It's not just overly simple. It comes across as arrogant and, honestly, a bit embarrassing. But really, are any of us surprised? This is classic Hollywood these days. Loud, self-congratulating, and completely out of touch with what's actually going on in the world. These celebrities live in such a bubble that real-life struggles and views don't even reach them. They talk non-stop about democracy, but the moment someone speaks up with a different opinion, they want to shut it down. They act like they're morally above the rest of us, but they can't handle honest debate or opposing ideas.
Guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
And De Niro didn't stop at attacking Trump. He went even further and aimed his anger straight at everyday Americans who supported him. He didn't pull any punches either. Instead of respecting the fact that people have different views, De Niro basically insulted millions of voters. In his eyes, if you back Trump, you must be gullible, fooled by a so-called con man. According to De Niro's version of the world, if you believe in Trump, you're either dumb, blind, or brainwashed. That's the kind of contempt he shows for anyone who isn't part of his Hollywood circle. But here's the funny part. The same man calling Trump supporters gullible is out there repeating the same lines you hear from late-night comedians and activist news hosts, as if that's some kind of deep thinking. De Niro acts like he's an intellectual just because he agrees with what everyone else in Hollywood says. That's not smart. That's just going along with the crowd. And that's exactly why more and more people are tuning these celebrities out. Folks are tired of being talked down to by wealthy stars who seem to think that being famous automatically makes them wise. Newsflash: it doesn't. So when De Niro finally ran into a Trump supporter on the streets of New York, let's just say things got heated.
I am totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it. And it's a thing that we've seen over decades and decades. And he's a what's it, Tammy Faye and the other one.
Yes.
It's the same thing, give us your money, we're going to save you. Yeah, televangelist.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing.
De Niro.
More damning revelations tonight about the Biden inner circle's efforts to hide his decline, including a scene in which the campaign staged a fake town hall. Why? Well, to quell concerns about his age and ability to interact with people.